What do you want? No, not vaguely, not something better, not more money, more time, or a better life. That's the language of the lost, the undecided, the drifters. What do you want specifically? Define it. Describe it. Paint it in such vivid color that your soul can feel it before your hands can touch it. Because until you do, you are standing still in a fog, chasing shadows and mist, praying for miracles while refusing to plant the seeds. The truth is hard, but it's not cruel. It's precise. And it starts here. You will never receive what you cannot first define. Every single thing you desire, freedom, wealth, peace, health, connection, achievement, it all begins with a moment of decision, so clear, so piercing, that the universe has no choice but to echo back your conviction. You must know what you want. Imagine your ideal scene. See it not as a fantasy, but as a blueprint. Where are you? What time is it? What does the air feel like on your skin? Who stands beside you? What are you building, living, breathing, becoming? Don't make the mistake of wishing. Wishing is passive. A man wishes on stars because he's forgotten he has hands. But you're here now because something inside you knows the truth. Life will give you what you ask for, but only when you stop mumbling. Clarity is not optional. It's the first commandment of a successful life. Define specifically what you want, not someday. Now, close your eyes and conjure the scene that sets your heart on fire. Not the one society gave you, not the one your parents hoped for, but the one that your deeper self, that quiet, bold part of you has been whispering about since the beginning. Maybe it's a home on the coast with your children laughing in the background and the sea wind in your lungs. Maybe it's a business built from nothing but grit and vision, one that reshapes the world in small, meaningful ways. Maybe it's your body strong, agile, alive, moving like it was meant to. Maybe it's just peace, a calm life, a still mind, a reason to wake up smiling and go to bed thankful. Whatever it is real the moment you name it. Edison didn't discover electricity by wandering in doubt. He knew what he was looking for, even if he failed 1,000 times on the way to finding it. Carnegie didn't amass steel and empire by hoping someone would hand him power. He saw the rails before the land was built. Walt Disney walked through an orange grove and saw an entire universe of joy. He saw it when no one else could, and more importantly, he defined it, he named it. He gave it shape and purpose before it ever became physical. And that's what you must do now. Not tomorrow, not when it's convenient, now. Write it down, speak it aloud, put it on the wall if you must, because until your vision has a name, it cannot become flesh. The mind is the garden, and your clarity is the seed. Vague wishes grow weeds, but defined goals, precise, detailed, emotionally charged visions, they grow fruit. They birth new worlds. And this is the greatest lie ever sold, that you must know how it's going to happen. You don't. You only need to know what you truly want and be willing to pay the price. Be willing to get uncomfortable, to face rejection, to walk alone, to sweat, to hurt, to sacrifice, because the life you dream of is on the other side of your decision, and your decision must be clear. You don't get to have what you half want, you only get to have what you fully define. That is the law, unseen but unbreakable. The law that built every bridge, every book, every symphony, every movement. Even nature obeys it. The river does not drift aimlessly, it carves with direction. The tree does not grow just anywhere. Its roots follow light and water with purpose. And you were made for something more, something exact, something real. But only if you stop living in the limbo of more or less. Specificity is the blade that cuts through chaos. And if you want the storm to settle, if you want the clouds of confusion to part, you must say with boldness and absolute honesty, this is what I want, and I will pay whatever it costs. You must see the scene, then write the script, then live the role. That is how transformation begins. Not with hustle, not with luck, but with definition. So take the first breath of your new life. The one where you finally stop apologizing for wanting more. The one where you stop fearing clarity because it might require you to act. Let that fear die now, because you cannot afford the cost of drifting. You have drifted long enough. You have drifted long enough. And maybe no one ever told you that. Maybe they encouraged the drift. Maybe the world applauded your busyness and mistook it for purpose. Maybe they told you to keep your options open, to see what happens, to wait and see where life takes you. But let's be honest, where has life taken you so far when you weren't steering the wheel? Wandering is not freedom. It is unconscious captivity. Freedom begins the moment you claim your direction with unwavering clarity. Define it, name it, burn it into your soul like a brand so no wind can blow it out and no critic can talk you down. And once you do, once the ideal scene is engraved into your consciousness, everything changes. You begin to walk differently. You start filtering the world not through noise, but through purpose. You begin seeing opportunities that were always there, invisible to the unfocused eye. Because your mind is no longer a sponge, absorbing everything. It's a lens, amplifying only what matters. And what matters is the scene, the specific, clearly defined life you are building, not hoping for, not wishing for building. This isn't some soft spiritual metaphor. This is how every empire has ever been made. Clarity, focus, action, feedback, refinement, victory. The only reason most people never get what they want is because they never dare to truly ask themselves what it is they actually want. Not what they think they should want, not what will impress others, not what makes them look safe or smart or mature. No, what they truly want when the mask is off and the noise is gone. And yes, that kind of honesty might hurt at first. It may cost you comfort or people who no longer fit or a version of yourself you've outgrown. But it is the price of self-possession. And nothing is more expensive than living a life that isn't yours. So if you're going to build this scene, the ideal one, you need to do something that very few people ever do. You need to believe that it's possible. Because belief is not just mental, it's physical. When you believe in something fully, your posture changes, your decisions change, your voice, your eyes, your breath, they all align. And belief in the goal is what activates the machinery of the mind. It's what activates you. Doubt paralyzes. Clarity energizes. You don't need certainty, you don't need guarantees, you need the unshakable belief that your scene, your specific defined vision, is worth fighting for. Is it wealth? Good. Don't feel guilt. Money is a magnifier. When you're clear, money becomes a tool, not a master. Is it impact? Good. Impact begins with inner transformation. You cannot change the world if you are a stranger to yourself. Is it love, peace, balance? Beautiful, but even these must be defined. What does love look like in your life? What does peace feel like on a Monday morning? What does balance actually mean in your daily rhythm? Vagueness kills dreams. Precision awakens them. So picture it again. See it in motion. You in your ideal scene, not a still photo, but a living moment. You're doing something. You're with someone. You're somewhere. What does the light look like? What does your morning routine sound like? How do you feel when you walk into a room? What are you wearing? What are you working toward? What are you giving? How are you serving? How do you carry yourself, not someday, but now, in this life that you're daring to define? Because once the vision is that clear, the body starts obeying. The brain starts cooperating. Your habits begin to arrange themselves like soldiers in formation. Discipline stops being a punishment. It becomes a passport. You stop negotiating with excuses. You stop debating whether or not you're ready. You act, you move, you build, because the scene is no longer a fantasy. It's your coordinates. And anything that doesn't align with it, it gets eliminated. This is why clarity is so dangerous to mediocrity, because once a person is truly clear, they are unstoppable. They don't chase motivation. They don't beg for signs. They don't wait for permission. They move like it's already real. And that's the secret, isn't it? That your ideal scene doesn't come after you change, it comes because you change. The moment you define it, you are forced to confront the gap between where you are and where you're going. That gap isn't a curse, it's your invitation. It's your curriculum, your training ground, your sacred struggle. And that struggle is a gift, because it will chisel away everything that doesn't belong to the life you've just defined. The fear? Gone. The doubt? Burned in the fire of daily action. The small thinking? Shattered by proof. Every morning becomes a mission. Every setback becomes a lesson. Every challenge becomes a teacher, because now you're no longer living randomly, you're aligned. And when you're aligned, even your failures become fuel. You no longer need applause. You no longer seek approval. You have a compass now. You're not chasing, you're becoming. Do you see how powerful this is? This is why so many never reach their potential, not because they lacked intelligence or time or luck, but because they refused to define what reaching their potential actually looked like.